Hey guys, welcome back to John's Watch. Today I'm taking a look at a new visual novel game called Capo III R. This game was released on Steam on January 20th, 2017. Its trigger price is $39.99 US, or your regional equivalent, and is developed by Circus and published by Manga Gamer. So in this game you play as a guy from Japan who travels to London to study at the Royal London Magic Academy. It sounds really cool. It's a pretty big visual novel. In fact, if we look at the extra stuff in it already, you've got like a side episode, side story kind of thing, like a OVA sort of thing in a visual novel. You got the CGs, music. I don't know what these two are. Don't want to spoil anything. But it's a pretty big visual novel. It's got to be for like $40. It looks really, really pretty, as you can see from this. So we're just going to show off the first little bit of the game. Great, Prologue. As you can tell, it is voiced in Japanese. It's animated as well, it's cool. We raised our voices in wonder as we first set foot through the door. First thing we noticed was that we were in an escalator descending underground, its great size putting even ones hosted by world fairs to shame. It didn't run on electricity. It was most likely running on magic. That's me, I'm pretty sure we're Kiyotaka. Below us we saw an underground lake so vast it could be mistaken for the sea. Holy shit, this is underground. The sprawling scenery was so magnificent, I could hardly believe we were underground. Me neither. I'd heard the stories, but this is incredible. Okay, so Himeno is our sister then. Himeno pointed below. Little islands dotted the underground lake, and we could spot the building we were heading to on one of them. And directly at the heart of those islands there stood a colossal tree. Is that a cherry blossom tree? Oh, sakura. Nihon no sakura. Japanese cherry blossom tree. Is that a Yoshino cherry tree? I couldn't tell what species it was from here. There certainly was a large cherry blossom tree. Plus the flowers on that cherry tree were in bloom. Which apparently only happens for like a week or 2 weeks in like February, March or something. So they came here at a very good time. Looking closely, I could see other cherry blossoms growing in various important locations throughout the island. I could tell Himeno's anxiety disappeared the moment she saw those cherry blossoms. It was probably quite a relief to see something familiar from Japan. Oh right, yeah, this is in London, isn't it? But they've got cherry blossoms? So maybe they didn't arrive. Maybe they were just like always blooming or something. Yeah. It was a nostalgic sight, with enough at-homeness to put even me at ease. The island where I was born was quite famous as a site for viewing cherry blossoms, and every spring, the entire island would all but overflow with their beautiful flowers. Now that I think about it, this island looks kind of similar to Hatsune Island too. But I wonder, why would there even be cherry blossoms here? And how could they be in bloom at this time of year? Well, I guess it was readily apparent that it was due to magic. But I was trying to picture what manners or methods might be used to make them stay in bloom, regardless of the season. Maybe they were regulating the weather around the trees with magic. Maybe they were somehow infusing the essence of life directly into them. Or maybe they were able to somehow alter the tree's genetic makeup when they're still seedlings, to make them into magical plants. Of course, there was also the possibility it was all just a massive illusion of magic. I couldn't think of any other method off the top of my head that didn't somehow involve a large amount of magic. I haven't a clue as to who might have cast that sort of spell, but I wouldn't have expected anything less from an International Academy of Magic. Hogwarts School of Magic in London. Hogwarts isn't in London, it's in Scotland. I looked down at the elegant building on the largest island. I don't see any buildings over there, but I'll take their word for it. So that's where we'll be going to school. My body wildly rocked back and forth. This escalator sure was shaking badly all of a sudden. Hey man, don't shake me so much. What'll you do if I fall? What kind of dream? A dream? Just as the meaning of her words slowly sank into my brain, I had an odd feeling about the view before me. An underground lake as vast as a sea? A huge escalator that travelled between the earth and the sky? There's no way anything like that could exist. I bet it actually does, though. In this game. I felt a hard thwack against the back of my head, and the sight before me instantly changed like a television switching channels. Oh. I'm in. Rubbing my eyes, I took a glance around me. Naturally, a familiar scene lay before me. No sign of the escalator descending from the sky, nor the 4 islands spread beneath me. The newspaper club's room. Ugh. My memory cleared and my brain kicked into gear once I was met with the sound of a girl's annoyed voice. She was clearly trying her best to remain composed. This was the clubroom for the official newspaper club that I belonged to. It was after school. In other words, time for club activities. I had recollections of being called here for an editorial meeting about our next issue, but I must have fallen asleep partway through. When I slowly searched for the source of the voice, I saw our club president, Morizono Rika-san. She had big sapphire blue eyes and a thin, straight nose. Her beautiful pink lips wore a thin layer of lipstick. Apart from her good looks, she was also an energetic and cheerful person that was cordial with everyone, which made her popular with all the students. So, are all these characters gonna somehow come with us to London? This stunning girl was held in such high regard she was the Academy's idol. My heart raced as I realized she was glaring at me. I dreamed about Hogwarts, Rika. It's real. It's underground. I'm sorry. When I meekly apologized, she pouted instead of getting angry at me. Are you sure you're called Charles? And the one who came between us was Yoshino Charles. That's not a traditional Japanese name, but why not? Rika-san's classmate and a senior here at Kazumi Academy, or Lulune as I called her. Why? One could tell from her looks. But she's half Japanese and the daughter of my father's younger brother. Naturally, this meant the two of us were cousins. Okay. So I guess since it's Japan, like Charles is... Wait, Charles... It's not a last name, firstly. And if it was a first name, it's not a girl's name, really? I guess Charlie is? Whatever. We somehow ended up living under the same roof for the past 3 years, so now it feels like more like we're siblings and cousins. Rika-san shrugged in defeat as Lulune stuck her tongue out with a cute look. I couldn't help it. The Lashian plate rarely ever drops. Wait, how do you know that? That exasperated voice belonged to Katsuragi Himeno. She's my age and she lives next door to me. We've been practically family since they were born, so you could say she's my childhood friend. So not your sister. But his last name is Katsuragi? But how come I've never heard you through our walls? If the walls were thin enough for Himeno to hear us, then we should be able to hear her voice too. I didn't know I was being that loud. There's a good chance we were boisterous and got carried away when we got immersed in the game. Oh, but that said, every now and then I feel like I can hear you making rather enticing noises. Like some sort of feverish mumbling. Himeno blushed deep red and swung her fists. You don't do what? What do you mean, sexual harassment? After looking like she just gotten caught, she cleared her throat to settle herself down. I wouldn't dream of it. It's not like I have anything to eavesdrop on anyway. When I gave her that reply, Himeno just pursed her lips and turned her head away. She was the one who told me not to eavesdrop. Maybe she's at that rebellious age, but lately I get the occasional feeling I don't understand what goes on in her head at all. I get the feeling she used to be more honest in the past. Well, they do say growing girls are a handful. The one who jumped out of her seat at Rika-san's call was Rukawa Sara. Having skipped 2 years before suddenly transferring into our class gave the impression of being a genius. She was very diligent, and every day she fought hard to keep us all on track, despite how often our members liked to derail the topic during meetings. She was our newspaper club's absolute conscience, or in other words, our sensible one. And the girl whose sorrow was shaking was our club's only freshman, Hinomoto Aoi-chan. She was bright, naive, and innocent. She was like a ray of sunshine that made everyone feel warm just by being close to her.
Aoi-chan, Morizono-senpai ga nirandemasu yo. Hayaku okinai to. 3分desu ka? 30 nen.
Close enough. That long? Fuck. Everyone retorted at mostly the same time. Was she planning to be half asleep for 3 decades? Sarah looked to me for help, so I stood up, went over to Aoi-chan and whispered in her ear. Aoi-chan, if you don't wake up soon, you'll be late for work. Aoi-chan bolted out of her seat. I knew that would have an immediate effect on Aoi-chan. She was known as our academies most hard-working girl, and she held several different part-time jobs. The ones I knew of included waiting at Hanayore Dango, Dango, the big Dango family, delivering morning newspapers and helping set up various event stages. She worked so hard every day, it made one worry about her. She looked around in panic, then turned to me in confusion. Under Rika-san's glare, she finally realized the situation she was in, and just tried to laugh it off as she sat back down. I returned to my seat too. Okay, I think there's going to be a lot of like, shush Rika, I'm trying to talk. I think there's going to be quite a lot of build-up. So, I'm just gonna play a little bit more, and then I'll catch up with the recording in a bit. Because we are supposed to go to Royal London Magic Academy, also known as Weather Vane. Yeah, it's all about mages. So I don't want to just do like the prologue where we don't see anything about the mages, so I'm going to try and get there. Okay, jumping back in quickly. Apparently, Rika thinks that she and Kiyotaka both went to this Magic Academy in the past, but it's no longer around. Interesting. I don't know if we're going to go back in time or we'll just find it again, who knows. Okay, so this is like a flashback to like a couple of months ago or something. It's talking about the very average life, and suddenly before his eyes, ta-da! An angel descended from the sky. That was how it felt in my mind. A beautiful girl danced sprightly against the backdrop of the clear blue sky. Her golden hair, bathed in brilliant daylight, shone brighter than the sun itself in my eyes. What really caught my eye was the expression on her face. That smile. I've seen lots of smiles in my life, but it was the first time I'd seen such a genuine one capable of such joy. Fuck, I don't want to talk over this, 'cause it's great music. Even if the thought seemed embarrassing, it was that smile which truly made me feel like an angel had descended. When the girl landed about a meter in front of me, she stood up straight and peered at my face. She took one step, then another, closing the distance between us. She was standing just an arm's length from me, so close I could almost touch her. Huh? Did she just say she finally found me? What did she mean? I didn't think I'd done anything to draw her attention. Are you sure you don't have the wrong person? Besides, this is my first time meeting her. But she just shook her head, confident she'd found the right person. Did I do something wrong? I don't think I could have forgotten a beautiful girl like her, though. Her name's now Beautiful Girl. I did. What? The girl in front of me tapped the left side of her chest. Huh? She suddenly blurted out a line that seemed to come right from a soap opera. You mean you fallen in love with me at first sight? I tried to laugh it off, but she gave a prompt denial with sincerity in her eyes.
一目惚れじゃないわ。私たちが長い時間をかけて心を通わせたのだから。
She also says that, like, when we were at the academy ages ago, that, like, we were together or whatever. A long time. We haven't met before, have we?
そうね。今世で会うのは今日が初めてね。
What? What sort of crazy thing did this girl just say? In this life, was it? I wondered if the sudden bad feeling I got at that moment was just my imagination.
君は忘れているかもしれないけど、私たちは前世で愛を誓い合った仲なのよ。言ってみれば、永遠の赤い糸で結ばれた運命の恋人って感じ？
Holy shit. I just looked at the Steam page, and it says, the Capo III R, one of the longest visual novels released in English so far, offers over 80 hours of different scenes. Holy shit. I was thinking I might try and play this, like, in my spare time, but fuck, even Clanad isn't that long. And I haven't even started on Clanad yet. And I have Clanad and side stories to play. Whew. It's really intriguing me though, it's really cool so far. Hey, this isn't my imagination at all. Oh, here I was thinking she was quite a pretty young thing. Turns out she's got pretty unbelievable delusions in her head. No, I think you must be imagining things. I don't have any memories from any previous life.
ま、そこは仕方ないわよね。けど大丈夫。私、君が記憶を取り戻すまでゆっくりと待ってあげるから。
No, this isn't about waiting or... But my words stopped there. Because the girl standing before me stared at me with a radiant smile on her face, as if she'd just run into someone she truly cherished.
また会えて嬉しいわ。これからよろしくね。吉野清隆くん。
That was how I first met Rika-san. Well, putting aside whether or not I believe in a red string of fate,
ああ、清隆ごまかした。
Rika-san said with discontent. I got the feeling the others must have pitied us a bit as they looked in our direction, but it must be my imagination. Yeah, it has to be that. But anyway, putting that aside, back to the discussion at hand. So they're just talking about, like, making a whole issue of their newspaper on magic, which is why they brought up, like, the Magic Academy. I think that's a pretty good place to stop. I've got a fair ways into it. I think this is still just the prologue. I imagine the prologue would end when we get back to the Academy, also known as Weather Vane. I am so intrigued by this visual novel. I was intrigued by it already, and like before I even played it, and now that I've played the first 20-ish minutes of it, man, it's really cool. It is 80 hours though. Holy shit. I might try and play it in my spare time. Anyway, that was a quick look at the beginning of Da Capo III R. Thank you guys very much for watching. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Oh no.
Goodbye.
Which one was that? My right stick.
No.
Oh, this is fine. It's even better with 3 of us. Who needed that other guy?
Oh shit!
It's 2 people better than 3, that's what they always say. 1 person, no problem. Too many cooks, and there we go. Alright, I'll recover it.